my transformation function equals negative 2/3 x plus 1 squared minus 6. Describe the series of transformations to the graph y equals x squared. So when you're describing the transformations, the first thing you always want to talk about is your stretches. And then after you talk about your stretches, which relates to the a value, after you talk about your stretches, then you're going to talk about the any reflections if there are any. Okay. Reflections occur if the a value is negative. And then the third thing you want to talk about are translations. And translations are movements on the graph. The P and Q values. So these move the graph left and right and up and down. Okay, so looking at this function, we have an original function of y equals x squared. I am now going to look at my new function. Well, my a value of this function is 2/3. So I'm going to describe my transformations as this has a vertical stretch to the graph by a factor of 2/3. Okay, I am then going to talk about my reflection. My a value is negative, so this would have a reflection in the x-axis. Right, so originally our function is opening up, which means a positive a value, but now this is going to be reflected, so then it now opens down. So it's being reflected in the x-axis. The next value, now I'm going to look at my translations. Well, I'm going to look at my p and q values. Well, my p value here, even though it says an x plus 1 inside my brackets, remember our p value is kind of opposite of what it looks like. This is technically a -1, so this is a horizontal translation of 1 unit left, right? Because technically this p value is a -1, and a negative means a negative direction, which is left. And then this also has a vertical translation of 6 units down. Again, looking at this, my q value would be a -6. A negative means a negative direction, which would mean down. And that would be a description of transformations.